Good morning, good morning, good morning. Friday morning. It's 10 to 10 by this clock, and over here on this clock, it's 9:35, which is interesting because I just got back from coffee, and I had just put a brand new battery in this one because it was losing time, and it looks like it's still losing time. That was a couple hours ago, and it's already lost, gosh, about 15 minutes. So I guess this clock is giving up the ghost, and that's a shame. It's an old clock, believe me that. So I'll probably take this clock, which was a backup clock, and put it over the doorway because I'm really in the habit of having a clock over every doorway, and that's where I look for time hacks. So anyway, it's 10 to 10. I just took the front wheel off the bathtub bike. What I did is Kevin came down and helped. We've got a jack under it, but we've also got, primarily it's being lifted up and held up by the sky hook. And then the jack underneath of it is just for stability. And I've got clamps on the rear for horizontal because the skirt keeps it from going into the clamp assembly. You can't get the wheel all the way back into the vertical part of the clamp because of the skirting. So I've got it tied down back here for horizontal, supported on the jack right here for support and stability, and suspended from the sky hook for extra security to make darn sure it's okay. And the front wheel came off just fine. This way. Here's the brand new tire that I actually had to have shipped here from Italy in order to get a brand new Avon to match this one. 17-inch wheel, 17-inch tire, and they're scarcer than hen's teeth here in the USA. I couldn't find a 17-inch front tire just about anywhere. And I did want the Avon to match the Avons that are on it. So I found the brand new Avon in Italy and had it shipped here. The dot markings on it is it makes it a little over a year old. But that's just what is. It's nice and soft and supple, and I think it'll be just fine for the next 5 or 6 years. So that's a nice new tire. I'm going to take it up to Mototai now and have it mounted. New tube to go with it, 17-inch tube. And going to take it up and have it put on. The bearings feel just fine. I'm not going to fool with them. Sometimes I would just take them out and replace them with sealed bearings just for the heck of it, but these feel just fine. And I think I'm going to leave those. Here's a question for you. I'm going to actually solicit comments, and I'd like your comments on this. These are perfectly good, substantial front brakes. The client is perfectly happy with his front brakes. I said I was going to change the front brakes, and actually I bought new ones. They're over here underneath these clutch parts. And I actually bought new brakes. And I said in an earlier video that if I got in here and found that these were original riveted brakes, or if they were badly worn, I would replace them even if the client didn't want me to, just for liability reasons. But these have lots of meat to them. They look like they've been replaced not too long ago. The springs actually look like they're brand new. So we're going to leave the front brakes alone because that's what the client wants. But I do have a question for you. I'm going to do a close-up on this and show you what I consider to be the contact patch, which starts right about here and goes over the arch and ends right about here. And there's no contact here. Plus we have a glazed section from being used. Okay, so you see the glazed section. This is what's stopping the bike. And same situation over here. This is the glazed section that's stopping the bike. This is brake shoe that's not being used. And the glazed section comes to here. And once again, we have unused brake. So the contact patch, you can see it. Now, in my humble opinion, what I do is I take wet or dry sandpaper, maybe 600 grit, and I clean this face all the way around to get rid of the glazing and go back to uh, the face of the shoe. So I take the glazing off and make it all nice and as smooth as possible. And I actually go take these off and put them on the flat surface over here with the sandpaper flat, and I rotate the shoes like this to get a nice flat surface, as flat as humanly possible, doing it this crude way, to get as flat as humanly possible for the full width and the full length of the shoe before I put them back together. That's what I do. I would like your opinion. What do you do? Do you leave the glazing, because that's what's stopping the bike right now? Do you sand these off smooth? Do you try to get back to original, the surface? Do you try to lower the arch any? These can be, in the olden days, brake shops and tire shops would put these onto a machine that would actually take it past a grinding wheel, and it goes like that, like an arch, and flatten these when they put them on. And they don't do that anymore. Thank goodness. But anyway, if you have experience, if you yourself have taken brake shoes off, cleaned off the arch, cleaned off the glazing, put them back together, if you have done that you yourself, tell me what you do. Did you leave these alone, just put them back together because they are working? Or do you take the glazing off? You yourself, not your buddy, not your buddy's best friend, not they say, not something you heard, not something you were told. You yourself, what's your opinion on this? I'd be more than happy to hear from you in the comments section. So my opinion is, yea, verily, I take the glaze off, and I do it as smoothly and as flat as possible by doing it on flat surface with wet or dry sandpaper. Let me know what you do and what you think of me doing that, because I'm kind of curious. Well, there's 2,000 people out there watching this, and there's got to be a few of you who do this. So give me your opinion, please. So right now I'm going to take this wheel and the new tire and the new tube up to Moto Tire and have them mount it for me. And there we are. There we go. It's a beautiful day here in Phoenix, Arizona. And that's where we're going to leave it. And for everybody who's snowbound, I'm sorry. Get on a big silver plane and come on out. We got lots of sunlight, and we'd be happy to share it. So here we are, and there we go. All right, here's a quick addendum. The guys at Moto Tire, after they put the tires on, balance these wheels, and they've asked me to take the axle out and leave the bearings in. So I decided to take the axle out and put the bearings back in loosely, and you just tap them in, they're fine. This spring clip is broken. I got it's halfway out, and it jumped out and hit me in the forehead and ended up somewhere over there as far as my ear can tell. So that spring clip is in, and I have to get it out in order to pull the bearings in the axle and then put the bearings back. So that's where we are. Okay, good news. These bearings have been replaced already. They are nice sealed bearings. So that's wonderful. So I'm going to take this bearing off of the axle, put it back in here, tap it down, and then take the wheel up, and they'll be able to balance the wheel with the bearings in place. So, good. So far, so good. This is Moto Tire, and they do great work. Motorcycle tires. They also do repairs and some custom work. But this is Moto Tour here in Phoenix, Moto Tire here in Phoenix, Arizona, and they're really good guys. Well, it is not quite 1 o'clock, and I'm back from the tire shop. I actually decided just to sit and wait while they did it. So I have the new tire on the wheel. the axle's back in place. I had a new circlip for the other side, so I put that circlip in, so that's taken care of. I've got the shoes off the brake plate, and I'm going to clean the inside of this drum. I've got some number 400 wet or dry sandpaper here, and I'm going to use it to just clean the inside of this drum, take off any rust or whatever, and then wipe it down. Now I'm going to put this thing in the tripod now and work with it in the tripod. So I'll be back in a few minutes. I have my fancy dancy microphone on. I've got good amplitude showing on the little green gauge to bouncing up and down. So let's see if I get good audio for this. Basically, this is 400 degree, number 400 wet or dry sandpaper. And I'm just going to use it to clean the inside of this drum. Anything I can see in here. It's nice and smooth. It's just got a little surface rust. But I'm going to do that. Just for the heck of it. And wipe it out. There's a little scoring in there, but not bad. I've seen worse. All right, good enough. Let us move over to this area where I have the flat surface. That's a slab of steel that I bought years ago, and I use it as a flat surface. And that's a 400, number 400 grade wet or dry. Going to use it there. And here comes my neighbor on his Harley. And we're going to try to clean up this surface here. Let that dry. If you want to see a comparison, let's see if we can get these up here. Let's do this one. A little bit of a streak right here. Wonder what that is. And this may not be completely done up here. So I'll redo this and I'll hit this little streak. All right. Well, I'm going to clean these nasty ends up with the wire wheel and put these back in the bike. That's one. And there's the other. I'll clean them up, put them back. I'll be back. Don't go away. All right, let's put the shoes on the brake plate. I expect that everybody out there knows this trick, but I'm going to show you anyway. Okay, for putting brake shoes on. I put just a ghost of grease, just a tad bit on the pivot here, and on the pivot pin here, on the cam face, and on the pivot. Just a tad bit, just a little ghost. And now, if we take these, let's see if I can make this look like I know what I'm doing. There we go. Nice and easy. Easy peasy. They're self-centering, which is really nice. All right, these now go onto the, let me move you back some. All right. Okay. Now what I do is I usually have a socket that'll fit this. Let's back up a little. All right. There we go. That's nice. I hold the axle on the other side. Gently. Now, I know I'm blocking the action here, and I'm sorry. But I'm just going to hit it with this for a second. There you go. Good and tight. All right, so let's put this back on the bike. All right, the front wheel is reinstalled. I've hooked up the brake, and I shortened the excess cable that was sticking out here. I shortened it by about 1/2 inch so that it doesn't stick out so far, because it was, if it wasn't hitting, it was darn close to hitting right here. So now, let me set this up in the tripod and I'll show you the action. Okay, watch the action of the cable. good clearance, good break from the feel of it here. So that was caught by a sharp-eyed follower on the website and warned me about that. So yeah, I shortened it, and that should solve that particular problem. So at this point in time, it's 2 o'clock, and I'm going to go ahead and take the bike off the lift and turn it around because I'm not comfortable with the bike being on the lift and not having the wheel all the way into the chock, of which it didn't fit into. So let me zoom in some there. See, I can't put the back wheel in the vertical part of the chock. So we're sitting here with everything tied down and jacked up and hung from the ceiling, but I'm still not comfortable with it. So I'm going to release some of the sky hook for slack, lower the lift down to the floor, and then lower the bike down to the lift, take the jack out, and then turn the bike around and put it back up in here with the bike facing to the right with the front wheel in the jack lift jaws. I'll feel more comfortable there. And then I'm going to take the top off of this cowl because I have new grommets for this area here and they won't fit. I have to grind away a little bit right about where the marks are in order for those grommets to fit. So that's what I'm going to do next, either in a few minutes or tomorrow. I don't know which. So that's where we are, and we'll continue or not. Well, I have the bathtub bike turned around and facing to the right with the front wheels firmly in the chock, so I'm feeling much better about that. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm tired, so I'm going to call it a day after I do a quick favor for a very nice guy in California. So it's 3 o'clock, and it's the end of the day for this. I'll pick it up probably tomorrow. Fellow asked for some information on wiring Nortons, and I am going to go over here and show the routing on various and sundry Nortons and see if that'll help him. So you'll see another video after this one.